You physically change the viewing position, but do you think that the changing position caused you to think differently about the figure, even though that's the same figure? Like,
are you talking about if the figure's already been drawn out? Okay. No, not particularly. I mean, it's meant to be viewed from essentially from on position. If you go it from any other side, things start looking a little bit skewed, but if you know what it's supposed to be, you know what it's supposed to be. So, but in general, yeah, there's only one really viewpoint where you can get anything out of it, in my opinion.
so do you think that's because the drawing that's two-dimensional? What if that's a sculpture?
I mean, a sculpture, one of the main aspects is that sculptures are kind of created with the idea of worldly placement. In other words, it's kind of created with the idea of like, this is a multifaceted image in which you can go from multiple positions in view. So I think it's just in the intentions from the very start of the creation. So sculptures are intended to be looked at from multiple views, figure drawings and other two-dimensional artworks usually.
Do you think Western and Eastern culture, they'll view the same work differently?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How do you think of that because of their culture?
Well, yeah, I mean, cultural upbringing. If there are certain social and cultural cues that if you don't know about when viewing a piece, sometimes the meaning or even just the general subject will just completely fly over your head. I mean, a great example is just throughout all of history, look at how Western Europeans viewed Chinese and Japanese art. They didn't see the actual meanings behind the art or even what they represented. They just saw, oh, well, here's an Asian lady, or here's this way of painting, and there wasn't anything deeper in the recognition of it. Whereas if you took that same painting and had, for instance, if we're saying a Japanese painting of a historical event, you can have people who will recognize this is social things that happened. These are cultural clues that are in this piece, and it's merged with the Japanese culture. So Europeans won't get that, and kind of vice versa too.
How do you think of the space?
How do I think of space? The installation space?
The installation space and also the painting space. The content in your painting. Because you said you...
Well, this is a very big question. Because I've been thinking about this.
You did about your memories, right?
Yeah.
And then location, so that would be a space. And then the space you display your painting and the surroundings. And then
how does that?
Yeah. How do you think?
Well, such a good question. No, because I've been thinking about that. Because it's like, so I'm working on, so this show is in the fall weeks and then my senior show is in the fall. So I've been like working on sketches for the senior show, which are going to be sculpture. And they're gonna like sort of be, they're gonna be sculpture within the space, which are sort of gonna they're gonna be like pieces of they're gonna look like parts of my painting that I made three-dimensionally that I put in a space, so that the space you're standing in becomes the space that I was trying to make a picture of. I think that's why I feel like I need to reconcile with painting in terms of like what I want my viewer to take from the painting. It's like what? Because right, like when you put anything on a surface, or maybe like when you make a painting, I think of like a picture. I think of an image.
Right.
Like it's contained within an image, and it's a representation of a space. But similarly, when you put sculpture in a room, that space is still a representation of a place, you know? Like I think the difference is in like the kind of interaction I want my viewer to have. Right. You know, like do I want them to, like, okay, one of the things I really like about sculpture is that the viewer has a really different interaction with it because of like how they stand in the space with it, and how they walk around it and all that stuff. And then in painting, I think paintings have that ability too, like that potential to like, that you'd have sort of that same feeling of like an awareness of size, but maybe of your, yeah, sort of. I don't know. It's just like, I'm trying to figure out a way. That's why I feel like the image in my show can either be a painting or a photograph. Because it's like, if I'm going to show them, if I show a painting, it's a picture place. So like, why not show pictures? Like, what's the difference? And, you know, like, do I want to, what do I lose? I think that's the thing about like being interested in so many